Key Difference Media presents MobiusKey, Prologue. A large red-tailed hawk swooped down through the cloudless sky in a long and lazy reach, made widening circles as it rose on the thermal until at last it disappeared from view. "I've always wanted to do that." Aaliyah's eyes shone as she gazed up at the raptor. "Yeah, I know. I used to lie out as a kid and watch the ravens. Swore I'd learn to soar with them. And hawks? They took my breath away." Derek shifted his pack and lifted his free arm to encircle her shoulder. "I guess you could say it was ravens and hawks that launched me on my course in life." An amused smile played on her face as she tilted it up to him. "Space exploration? Setting up colonies on Mars?" "Ultimately, yeah. But in those days I did my exploring here, closer to home." "Hang gliding?" He grinned and touched a finger to the tip of her nose. "Yeah, and you're about to get a taste of what it was like. My first foray into the air. Only for you, my love, the gentler, safer version. Paragliding." "I'm lucky you're certified to give me lessons." "Don't get the idea they come free," he said, wiggling both eyebrows menacingly. "The coach will find some way to make you pay." She landed a playful sock to the shoulder. "And they assured me you weren't Transylvanian." Turning her head, she drew in a deep breath of seaside air. "It's so beautiful here. I can hardly wait to see what it feels like to be up there, gliding out over the water." He winced. "Oh, sugar, we'll make sure you get to do that. Not today, but soon. First, we'll get you some experience flying over terra firma. We don't want you drowning when you try to land." He took her hand and led her out onto the hilltop, where they dropped their packs on the ground and unpacked their gear. "Here, let's get you strapped into this harness. Get your helmet on." After strapping her in and checking the radio to make sure they'd have communication, he showed her how to lay out the wing and handed her the risers. Together they sorted the tangles out of the lines connecting to the wing. "Now turn around and hold the risers up high. There, that's it. Pull your elbows in close. There, you got it. Now keep them like that." He backed away. "Now run." She took off at a trot. "No, run, babe, really run. Get that wing up off the ground." After 7 long runs and 7 walks back to the starting spot carrying her collapsed canopy, Aaliyah collapsed to the ground. "Derek, I'm ready to drop," she moaned. "Are you out to kill me? I had no idea this was going to be so much work, and I thought I was in such good shape." He chuckled. "Oh, you are, lover. In fact, I'd say you're in a delightful shape," he teased. "And yeah, it's tiring till you get the hang of it. Pun intended, of course. But take heart. It gets easier. This is the hardest you'll ever have to work at it. Once you get it down, you'll be off the ground on your first run." "I suppose you're going to tell me it's easy street after that." Leaning back on her arms, she shot him a doubtful look. "Somehow, I don't think so." He smoothed a lock of her hair off her forehead with his finger. "Well, in a way it is. You'll still have to stay on your toes, pay attention so you don't get in the way of other gliders. And so you stay in the lift, of course, so you don't crash into a tree or ram the ridge." "Right. If I ram the ridge, you're dead meat." "Moi? I'm the one trying to keep you alive, keep you from risking eternal waterlog." She groaned. "That feigned look of shock shows your true nature, Chardeer," she said, more serious than he wanted to think. "Evil right down to the core." "I repeat, moi?" Realizing it was too bright a day to spoil it with innuendo, no matter how well deserved, she brought the gliding conversation back to the details of her training. "Once I'm in the air, I stay right to the ridge, right? Because that's where the lift is." "Right, but even there you have to pay attention, because sometimes you just can't find much lift." "What then?" "Lean away from the ridge and look out for trees. Find a safe spot and land into the wind." "Okay." She pushed herself to her feet. "Let's have some lunch, Coach, and then maybe I can try again." "Yeah, you'll get that canopy up this afternoon for sure. And then a good night's sleep, and you'll be ready for tomorrow's lesson." "Oh, and what might that be, pray tell?" He smiled down at her just a hint of evil. "Launching backwards, the reverse launch." She screwed her face into a grimace. "You've got to be kidding." He laughed at her skepticism. "No worries, it's a piece of cake. You'll master that one, and then pretty soon you'll be showing me a few tricks." "Yeah, right," a skeptic's chuckle. "You know better than that." "Why not? You're about to show me a few new tricks with lunch, right?" "Right. About how you spread out the tablecloth?" "Okay, I'll do that." He dug the cloth out of the day pack and spread it on the ground, then plopped down in the middle of it and pulled her down. "Now, tricks," he demanded as she fell on him with a laugh. "All right. All you get right now is a quick smooch, Coach. I'm starving, and we have ham on rye." They devoured their lunch, then both donned their glider gear. Derek had been right. Energized by the rest and the food, Aaliyah managed a run that lifted the canopy up into the air, rising higher and higher. She settled onto the glider seat to enjoy her ride. Never one to miss out on a chance to launch into the air, Derek took off running after her as soon as she lifted into the air. Soaring behind her, he coached her to find a thermal. "A little more to the left now. That's good. Now follow it. Just let it take you. Atta girl." They spent a full 15 minutes doing 360s, reveling in the freedom, the beauty, the life energy that seemed to course faster through their veins as they flew. "I am a red-tailed hawk," she cried, her voice ringing with delight over the radio. "Oh, look down, Derek. You can see our shadows. Cool." "Yeah, we're two red-tailed hawks," he agreed. "And look, I'm a bigger hawk than you. I'm going to have you for dinner," he threatened. She really did look good enough to eat, he mused. God, she was special. What good thing had he done to deserve a woman like her in his life? "Look, Derek, I see another glider coming. Over to the east, behind you," she pointed out. He turned his head to look over his shoulder. Then when he turned back to reassure her that it wasn't headed their direction, Aaliyah was nowhere to be seen. You were listening to Mobius Key. Discover this ongoing story of the Mobius Key at MobiusKey.com. This story is sponsored by www.keydifferencemedia.com.